Hello everyone. Today we shall look into few other list functions. Here I have created an empty. I have a list from 1 to 74. I'll add a step. I'll show you how to calculate the average of list. I'll type equal to average list dot average parenthesis open. Instead of list, I'll provide source because it is my previous step where list is present. I'll click on this tick mark. Here you could see that from 1 to 74 the average is 37.5 for the list. I'll show you another example with a few dates. Here we have a set of dates. Okay, where I have 16 dates from 15 to 30th. My average date would be 22nd. Let us see the output. I have added a step. Okay, I'll type average list dot average. In this I have to consider the previous step, which is changer type. I'll type hash within quotations. I'll type changer type, and then in square brackets I'll type date, since it is the date column. So this is my list. I'll click OK. Here you could see that my average date is 22 April. Okay, let us see mode function, where it returns the frequency of the number which is most repeated. Here I have a list, but there are no numbers which are repeated. Okay, by default what mode the function does is, if there are no repetition or maximum repeated numbers, it will fetch us the last value. I'll add a step and show you the outcome. List dot mode parenthesis open. I'll provide the source list. I'll click OK. Here you could see that my number, which is 46, is last value in the list because there are no repeated values. Hence it is giving me the last value. Suppose that we have a number 8 in this list, which is more frequently repetitive. Okay, I'll try to find out what is the mode. It should give us the result 8. List dot mode parenthesis open. Again I'll provide the source because it is the first step which I have as a list. I'll click OK. Here you could see that 8 is my mode. Okay, suppose that I have multiple modes. Here I have number 7 repeating 4 times and number 8 repeating 4 times. We have a function called list.modes, which is in plural. I'll add a step and show you the result. List.modes parenthesis open. Here we have to provide the list. I'll provide the source and click OK. Here you could see that it will result us in another list with more frequently repeated values. This is how we calculate multiple modes. Similarly, let us see the standard deviation of these numbers. Okay, I'll click on the add step. We have the function list dot standard deviation. Okay, parenthesis open, and similarly, since we have the list in our source, we shall provide source. Okay, I'll click OK. Here you could see that my standard deviation is 2.165. Suppose that we have to calculate the sum of the numbers in a list. I have this list and I suppose that I have to calculate sum. I'll add a step. We have a function called list.sum. Once I type the function, open the parenthesis, we have to provide the source. Our source is source where we have the list. I'll click OK. Here you could see that my sum is 98. Suppose that I have multiple decimals and I have to make sure that the precision is correct. Okay, I'll here I have a list where the values are in decimals. I'll add a step. Similarly, we use list.sum. I'll open the parenthesis and type the source. Okay, I'll click OK. Here you could see that value is in decimal, of course. To ensure that it is in correct decimals, what we could do is, I'll type again list.sum parenthesis open source. In the second type a comma, and then in second parameter there is something called precision. In that precision you could type precision dot decimal to make sure that it yields in decimal values correctly. Okay, and moving ahead we shall see how covariance works. Here I have a list from 1 to 8. Okay, I'll add a step here to find out the covariance. I'll type list dot covariance. Okay, list dot covariance function. Once I open the parenthesis, you could see that there I have to provide two lists. Okay, since I have one source, suppose that I want to take the source twice, I could type source comma source, because I want to provide the same list to find out the covariance. In order to find out the covariance, make sure that both of the lists are same. I'll click OK. Here you could see the covariance is 5.25. I'll give one more example. Here you could see that I have provided one list from 1 comma 2 comma 3 in first parameter, and the second parameter which is similar 1 comma 2 comma 3. You could see that variance is 0.667. Okay, I'll quickly move on to the other function, which is product function. I have this set of numbers 1 to 5. I'll add a step. We have a product function. Okay, list dot product. It helps us to multiply all these numbers which are row wise. Okay, I'll provide the source, which because that is where our list is present. I'll click OK. Here you could see that 120 is the product of the numbers. It is similar to the factorial thing, or you could say here, since the numbers are in order, it would be factorial. Suppose that numbers differ, okay, then the values would differ. Suppose that I type 10, okay, I type uh, maybe 37 comma maybe 8. Okay, you could see the product which is too large. Here you could see, okay, here I have typed added the extra numbers in the list. Okay, in the product, here you could see the product is 3,55,200. So by this you could understand that all the numbers are getting multiplied, and this is how list dot product function works. This is all for now. Thank you for watching, and we shall meet in the next video.